This video is to help make you more comfortable with using Google Forms for instruction. First, you want to go to your Drive. If you're in your email, you would come over to the app box and click on Drive, but I'm already here. And then you're going to click on New. And since we want to make a form, we have to click More and then go up to Forms. And when it gets us here, we can change the title of our form. When we change it, I'll change it to something that I'll recognize, and you'll see that when I change it here, it also changes it up in the title area up there. Form description, that would be a place where I could put the directions for my form. If I'm using it for a quiz or just a way of gathering responses from students, I can just put my directions right there. I like to check the box for requiring a Dysart login to view it. I also like to automatically collect the respondents' usernames, because then it kind of gives me less shenanigans in my student responses. I like to show the progress bar, and if it's an assessment, I would only allow one response per person. And sometimes I shuffle the question order, but you have to be really careful about that, especially if you have questions that tie off of each other, because that can get a little challenging. So where it says question title, that's actually where I would put the question. This is just a format to use for it. So maybe my first question is, have you ever created a Google form? I could put help text if there's, if there's something else that I need to give. And in this case, I would make it multiple choice, so I could say yes or no. If you want to make it a required question, you can click on that box. If it's an assessment, I definitely click that box. If it's just a survey, I might leave it undone. So I'll say done there. And then it shows you how what the question is going to look like in your form. Okay. When I click add question, it'll format, or in this case it went to a text question. I can also show a long answer. I can show students that it's multiple choice. Checkboxes allows them to choose more than one. Choosing from a list, they would only get to pick one item from the list. There's also a scale, a grid, date, and time. So lots of different possibilities for what types of questions you might need for your students to answer. Maybe another question, have you ever used Screencast-O-Matic in instruction? Because that's actually what I'm using to record this right now, so I could say yes and no there. And I'll say done. It's very cool because once you have your questions, you can quickly drag and drop them. They're very easy to move around if you need to. When I scroll to the bottom, this is the page that you get after you finish the form when you're taking it. So you can show a link to submit another response. If you don't want them to be able to submit another response, you just get rid of that. If you want to allow responders to edit afterward, you can click on that button as well. Then I would go up to change theme. And there are a couple different themes that automatically pop up. There are some kind of fun ones in there. So it shows you what your form will actually look like to the people that see it. So that's kind of a nice touch that you can see what that's going to look like for them. And if you want to go back to edit questions, you just hit edit questions again. You can also see the responses as they're populating, which is handy. So you would be able to see the timestamp, the username of the person, and their responses in there as it was happening as well. So at this point, you are ready to give it a go and try making your own form. When you're ready, you will click Send Form, and you'll choose who it's going to go to. Sometimes it's just that you'll take the short URL and you'll put it on a website, on your own website, or you can email it out to your students if you already have that list populated. Good luck, and let me know if you need any help.